up? What up? Welcome back to another episode of the Crown and Stitch podcast. We're going to talk some fitteds, talk about probably some snapbacks, some obscure hats, maybe some kicks and fits. My name's Nick Ingval, back with my guys Dexter and Keith. What's good, fellas? How you doing?
What's up,
Doing
man?
better,
Glad
especially
to
since
have
now
you
you're doing
back.
better, sir.
Yeah, good to be back. Good to be back. Still sounding a little rough. My voice is not quite the same as it once was, but hey, we're getting there. So this will help me get back to feeling a little bit normal, being able to chop it up with you guys.
Got
Gotta
that
make it
DMX
happen.
going on.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I was saying my morning Barry White voice is now a full 24/7.
We're gonna need you to hit some notes now.
You got
Actually,
to
it's more
practice
like
what you
more like
preach, man.
yeah, I was gonna say more like Isaac Hayes. Oh, come on now, children. It's Salisbury Steak Day. Get some South Park going on. But no, it's been yeah, it's been interesting to say the least. But I did make a couple of pickups in the time that I was sick. So I mean, if you guys are down for it, I can start us off with that. We can get into it.
Well, hold on. What you wearing?
Oh yeah, what am I wearing? This one 1961 All-Star, the Giants All-Star, old school, you know, had to
Oh
do
yeah.
it. It's one of those like must-haves as a Giants fan, so I didn't have any of the 61 All-Star patch, which is actually pretty dope. So you've got like like the Golden Gate Bridge, the city, the mountains in the background. It's a pretty dope little side patch. So how about you
Definitely a
guys?
good one.
Yeah.
I want to know what that one is, Dexter. Go ahead.
This is the Butte City Copper Kings. This is a minor league team, I think, from way back in the day. Got to put a little shade on here. My lights are. There we go. It's got a little blue, got a little red, got a little copper on the crown. I'm not exactly sure. Damn, I'm on the spot. I forgot to even look up the Butte City Copper Kings, whatever the case. Yeah, I just thought it was a dope ass hat. Picked this up probably 2 or 3 years, probably 3 or 4 years ago from Hat Club.
Yeah, that's a
Could
good
have brought
logo.
this out on the last podcast, but whatever.
I mean, you talked about it last episode, so here we are. Show the
Exactly.
people what they want to see.
I'm looking up where the hell the Butte City Copper Kings went.
I mean, I would think that it's just from the visual, it looks like it's a Kansas City Royals tie-in.
That's what I thought too. I thought it had something to do with the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, it's dope though. Ah, man, yeah, we might have to come back and do a whole minor league baseball episode down the road again because, like, you guys talking about it got me all thinking about all sorts of teams that I forgot about back in the day. Like, I had like some crazy minor league teams, late '90s, early 2000s when that first happened, that first run. That I'd love to go hunt down. I actually got a couple on the way too, so we'll see them in the new pickups in the future episodes.
So part two coming
Um,
soon.
Part two's coming soon. But
Yep.
they were a pioneer league from 78 to 85 and 87 to 2000 with the Brewers, then the Royals, then the Mariners, the Rangers, the Devil Rays, and the Anaheim Angels. So they were moving around. Butte City.
See, you weren't all the way wrong, Nick. That is it was a Kansas City Royals
The Little Royals in there, yeah.
affiliate. Yeah. There you go.
It's always funny how the teams bounce around like that too. Like, I mean, I guess like I consider myself lucky because the Giants have stuck with primarily the same teams. Other than the switch from like Fresno to Sacramento, whenever that was 10, 15 years back. You've had the San Jose Giants, you've had the Richmond Flying Squirrels, you've had uh,
Augusta Green Jackets.
Augusta Green Jackets. Yeah, like I mean, it's pretty much stayed very, very similar. So, but yeah, I went to high school in Colorado Springs, and that was when it was when the Rockies became a franchise, but it was also when Colorado Springs built a new stadium for the Sky Sox, which was the Rockies AAA team. And then at some point along the way, the team ended up becoming like a Brewers affiliate, I think. And then, I mean, now there's not even a team playing in that stadium, but it's always weird because for me, like I've never lived in like I mean, I've lived in the big cities, but like, Sacramento is a big city, but it's small compared to San Francisco, right? It, it's hard to explain to people how important minor league baseball teams can be to a region, right? Because if you can't, like I wouldn't have been able to afford to go to games as a kid. I mean, we went to like once in a while games down in San Francisco, but like to have a minor league team in your city is such a cool opportunity to see. Like, you get to see those guys pass through that might be either on a rehab assignment or whatever that
Yeah.
is. For some kids, it's the only chance they'll ever get to see their their favorite pro players. And minor league stadiums, still to this day, you can get pretty close. Like you can usually grab autographs from players straight from the bench, all that kind of stuff that you just can't do at major league games. So super dope. I love the conversation you guys had, and that's definitely a fire hat too. So
Thank you, sir.
and Keith's just out here.
He's repping.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah,
repping.
as the resident Warriors fan on this podcast, the only non-Kings fans, I feel like it was only right. I got to put a little bit of good juju out into the universe right now. Wearing the 2018 NBA champs hat, hoping to get the 2022 one coming up. After they won the Western Conference Finals, and I saw the new finals hats come out, it sparked my interest again. I'm like, man, I need to go back and get every single finals and championship hat that the Warriors have played in. And I mean that they won, not played in, but I've had a handful of them. I've lost a couple, bought a couple fake ones off eBay, and was very disappointed when they came in. So I need to go back through the catalog and pick up all the ones I'm missing. But yeah, this like I said, hopefully gets a little bit of good juju into the universe. So we can get that dub on Thursday.
Must be nice.
Yeah, yep, yep.
One day,
You know,
guys. One day. One day.
it's crazy though. Like it makes me think, and we talked about this on an episode before, where like the big logo, right? I know you love the big logo. I always wonder why the NBA doesn't do the Major League Baseball approach and do like the traditional logo up front and then change the patches, because that would pull so many more people in from the fitted world, from the more hype stuff, just because it fits that formula almost. But I don't know.
They're starting to do it a little bit. Like I've walked into Lids and like I've seen some Warrior hats, and they're always like the customized color and stuff, but they'll have like the 2000 All-Star game patch that was played in Oakland and stuff. So they're starting a little bit. I think they're trying to capitalize on some of that custom hat money, but I haven't seen too many that I actually like. Like where the colorway matches up, it has a good patch on it. Like you're talking about the smaller logo in front. It's like I don't think they've perfected the formula yet. So hopefully soon.
Yeah, yeah. The reason that I even thought of that is because the floor logo for the Warriors right now, with the 70th anniversary of the NBA integrated into it, is just super dope looking, and it just made me think
Beautiful.
that would be a dope side patch, to have on a Warriors hat.
Oh, dropping shit.
All right, so what do we got next?
Next we are new pickups.
New
I guess I'll
pickup.
go first then. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Speaking of minor league teams, got the Hickory Crawdads couch potato.
That's so dope.
This is getting his munch on. This is me when I'm watching Star Wars or something, getting a snack on, with the little Hat Club little special skull pin. There we go.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Black guts, black bottom. But I mean, this guy, he sold it.
Yep.
I don't know what's
Yep.
up with the Hickory Crawdads. I think they're a Texas Rangers affiliate. Whatever. But couch potato.
Yeah, that's so dope.
Love it. Love it.
Yep. Go ahead, Keith.
Uh, Finally,
Oh shit.
this is the Hat Club, one of the lost tapes. This is the Mac Miller Oxpack Pirates hat. They re-released this. They did like a live drop through an app called Network, and my girlfriend hit for me. You know, she got the order confirmation and everything, and they canceled a bunch of people's orders, and I was heartbroken. But was able to find it on Instagram for, someone was selling it and for a reasonable price. So I couldn't let this pass me up. I know when it first came out, I was talking to Dexter about it. I'm like, dude, I need this hat, and I was scouring the internet, and I think the cheapest I saw it for originally was like $350, and
Whew.
that was a price I was not willing to pay. But the patience paid off, and now it's one of the favorites in the collection. Now I absolutely love it.
Yeah, that's a
So
good one.
you only spent $330, right?
A little bit less, it was like 100, and that was a price I was willing to. I don't like paying resale, but every once in a while for something I feel like I need to have. Not
Nah,
not the
you
end of
had
the
to have
world.
that. You were talking
I
about
had
that.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I was looking for that one on eBay and stuff. You know.
Yeah, Hack Club needs to never do that again, please. Too. Can you just like drop it on the website like normally? They crushed my hopes and my spirit. I was devastated.
Yeah, I mean, network actually is usually pretty good about the drops, but I think they've been trying to expand so much into different arenas that I think that's where the problems are coming in. Where like maybe you don't, I don't know, something isn't connecting between all those things. But
Yeah, like I couldn't even get into the product page. Like I was clicking on it and it would take me right back into the live feed from the video. And so I knew as soon as that happened once, I was like, oh, I got no chance. But
It's over.
yep,
it,
yeah,
it was over
definitely.
before it started.
All right, I got a hat heaven pickup.
Oh yeah.
You know, I we don't even open the box until it shows up, but um, this is pretty straightforward, right? Giants 2012 World Champs, side patch, light blue,
White
orange on the
guts.
bill, white guts. Yeah, just I couldn't pass it up. It was too good.
That Batterman logo is
That
sick.
Batterman logo. Yeah, I was just gonna say I got to show that, but
I like
yeah,
when they have two different colors on either side of the Batterman like that. When they
yeah,
integrate
me
it all
too.
together,
Me
it
too.
usually ends up looking pretty good.
Yep. Yeah,
And that's
and yeah,
that's like the perfect segue because this weekend, since Nick was out with COVID, he couldn't come to my birthday celebration at the Giants game. So Keith shows up. Like I said, no white tee. It was just weird, but he had a Fire Will Clark jersey on though. It was like, okay, yep, did it right. But my buddy shows up, Jew, and he shows up. And I'm telling Keith, I said, watch when he shows up because he was a little late. I was like, he's not gonna have a hat on, right? And he pulls up, no hat. And I'm like, dude, what the hell, right? And he has a navy hoodie on, and those new navy and light blue sixes. I was like, bro, like you have the wrong colors on, bro.
It
And
wasn't
he's like,
Dodger blue, but it was too close.
it was not. It was no orange at all. I was like, come on, dog. So that hat I had just got, and I was like, bro, this matches your shoes. You're wearing a damn Dodgers hat. And he put it on. He's like, oh, this fit, this fit. And I was like, I'm never seeing this hat again.
Gone forever.
But yeah, he rocked the hat. Success. He didn't look like a fool out there.
oh man, yeah. I'm bummed that I missed it. I hear some good things happened along with the birthday shenanigans.
Man, it was great. It was great. One of Dexter's boys has access to the Gotham Club, and we were able to go down there. We're behind the right field fence. Where they're putting the numbers up, and they it's it's crazy in there. They just have a bunch of like old artwork and newspaper clippings like posts on the wall. Like I almost don't even know how to describe it. It's a different level of luxury down there. It was definitely a good
Seriously,
time.
like has a full bar. I could drink my Fernet for my birthday. It was great. And like you're facing the bar, which is like McCovey Cove in the background, and you can see the boats. And so we're seeing yachts pull in, and there's Dave and McCovey Field out there trying to catch a ball. And behind you, you turn around and go this way, you can see the whole field, and they're changing the scoreboards out from all the games. And you walk down this way, and there's tables, and then there's like a whole, like he said, there's a whole hallway right going to the bathroom where they just have art from the 20s and 30s and 40s and 50 and all the greats you can see on the wall. And then you go inside the bathroom, and they're playing Who's On First constantly until somebody hits a home run. Then it's Bye Bye Baby. So
Nice.
it's nothing but Giants.
That's super dope. Yeah, I gotta check that out at some point.
We're gonna
Um,
get you in there.
yeah, for sure. So I wasn't thinking about this until you started talking about that, but uh, I got this lovely COVID positivity from the good folks of Seattle because that's where we were up at. We went to a Mariners game, which was super dope. Um, yeah, like just Bobby put it all together from within the Discord and got everybody together. But the stadium itself had some really cool features. Kind of, obviously like the got to see the roof close and all that stuff, which is crazy. I mean, you can't really fathom like how massive a stadium roof is until you really see it close in person. You're just like, man, this is seriously like some modern Marvels type of thing. Like our
I
kids are
was
gonna
just gonna
watch
say
this
that.
on the show. But in the hallways, so one of the things that really stood out to me is they pulled jerseys from every generation of the Mariners logos from the beginning all the way through, and it was like it was just really well done. I mean, they kind of have like the typical stuff too, where it's like highlights, where it's like an image of Griffey, maybe his catch on the wall and stuff like that. And this is kind of that like I don't know what you call that like mid section of the stadium where you're like indoors, but like it's like kind of the second level in sort
Like
of.
a promenade or something.
Yeah, kind of sort of like that. Um, but it was super dope. I mean, we've talked about going to different stadiums and stuff, and just such a cool experience to be able to do that. And shout out to Bobby and everybody up there for putting it together. But um, Bradley and Bradley and Angela and and Derek and some of the other folks that are from up in that area took us around to some of the shops. And I'll throw some pictures up onto our Instagram. But one of the shops that was up there was called Throwbacks Northwest, and they had a ton of great like vintage snapbacks and fitteds and all that kind of stuff. And I took just some quick photos because we were kind of moving through it pretty quickly. But it was a really cool store. Definitely if you're in Seattle, you should check them out. We'll tag them in the pictures and stuff so you can find them. But it was really kind of like it was like if you could just capture childhood in a small little like boutique, right? That's what it felt like. And I mean, they had like I walked in and there's like a Giants like poster tube holder type thing, like basically the trash cans from the East Bay catalogs in the '90s sitting there on the floor. It was just like, oh, this is crazy. Old school 49ers hats with the, scripted logos on them, the snapbacks from back in the day, tons of jerseys, tons of stuff like that, a bunch of unopened cards. I mean, it was tough to not like spend a bunch of money on things that I absolutely do not need, but it was a cool store, Throwbacks Northwest. I definitely think anybody that's listening, checking us out, they would probably appreciate walking in there. Can't remember the exact address, but I'll link it on our Instagram and you can check it out from there. But kind of reminded me of what you guys are talking about because like that whole experience was like going from like the stadium version of the nostalgia to like the like fan version of the nostalgia, right? Like the shop owners and stuff. Because I feel like that's one of those things that like almost anybody that's into fitteds or sneakers or jerseys, you know, we nerd out about it. We're like, oh, I would love to have a little shop, little boutique at some point, so I could, just keep talking about these things with people and connecting with people. So made me think of it, but it was super dope.
What'd you wear to the game though?
So I wore to the game a I should have actually brought it out, but I wore it. The yellow and blue Giants hat has a little bit of red around it that I just picked up. Um, and I wore like I have like a I think it's from Bodega, but it was a like a Ukraine donation tee that was split with the blue and yellow like their flag. So it matched pretty nicely. And then it didn't quite match the kicks, but I had to wear Griffey's, so I wore the Royal and Volt Griffey's because
Oh, yeah.
only going to be in Seattle one time, or in the foreseeable future at least. So had to do
Got to
it,
do it.
but it was
Got to
actually
do
super
it.
dope too because you get to see a lot of people wearing Griffey's, which not too many baseball players can have that connection to sneakers. So
Who else? That's it.
but yeah, basically, I mean, I could get really nerdy about it. Barry Bonds had some pretty crazy feelers for a few years, but they were
Yeah, but nobody.
impossible to get. So
Yeah, you're not going to see people walking through the park with them.
yeah, exactly. So yeah,
If
that
you
was
had to
super
guess,
dope.
how many pairs of Griffeys did you see in the stadium?
Oh god, it's probably at least hundreds, right?
I mean, there's definitely like dozens that I saw. I mean,
Okay.
it was kind of cool though because like Robbie wore his freshwaters. First time he wore them. This is the first time I wore my Volts.
Damn.
And Bobby, I need to pick him up now, but like Bobby wore is the Air Max 90 Griffeys that came out that had the baseball stitching on them I don't know, maybe this last year they dropped, but had
Yeah.
like the
Oh,
Griffey
the
logos on
the
it and
sweetest
stuff.
swing ones, right?
Yeah, so good, man. So much
Yeah,
better in
that's a good
person.
pair.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have them, but I can't find a hat to go with them. Like it's so particular that color, you know.
yeah, but there was a ton of Griffies. But also, props to Seattle, man, for showing out because, if we had imagine if Will Clark wore some like trainer ones or some, something in 87, 88, we would all be wearing that to every damn game. I mean, I pretty much rock
100%.
like white and orange dunks, black and orange dunks, or any of the like collabs that I have from like Mission Skateboards, Lance Mountain, like any of the like SB stuff that's all orange when I go to the games, right? And then occasionally I have some Air Max that I wear, but they just get destroyed and I end up not being able to wear them, so I stopped wearing them to games. But like
Good
dunks are
idea.
kind of indestructible when it comes to that kind of stuff, so you can kind of get away with beating them up. But yeah, it was cool though. It was just such a like nostalgia type thing, right? Even as like I'm a diehard Giants fan, but like Griffey was so important to all of us as kids. I think that you can't really knock the city for representing and showing up wearing those shoes because I'd be doing the same thing if I was there. I mean, I
Yeah,
did, and I'm not even from there. So
Amen.
seriously. Like the only like Griffey's like Penny. Like it didn't matter what team you were a
yep,
fan of, you were still like, man, I'll get that Magic's jersey. I'm gonna rock some pennies. Like
yep,
he's like the young cat coming up, you know.
yep, absolutely,
Yeah, those
yeah,
are those
yeah,
universally loved players. It doesn't matter who you're rooting for. You can always get behind players
Yeah.
like that.
yep, totally. All right, so
that was a good catch right there.
got to be quick on that mute button when you got this cough going. um, what else? What else we got to talk about?
So we could talk about the difference between where these hats are manufactured. Obviously, we can't get into every single hat, but I mean, the king right now is New Era. So for the most part, these new hats that are coming out, the hype is about where's the hat. As soon as there's a hat club recap or whatever the hat's coming up, everybody wants to know where they made. China, Bangladesh, which one? Which one? People have preferences, and as we were talking earlier, like Nick Keith's like, it's probably not that big a deal between each of them. It's like probably just all in our heads the difference. Like I was preferring Bangladesh, but I don't know why exactly. We're trying to figure it out. So do y'all have preferences on where the hat's made or how the hat fits? I mean, we talked about how the hat fits, but never about how that might correlate with the origin of the hat.
I mean,
To
I
be 100%
definitely
honest, oh, go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Nick.
Go ahead.
To be 100% honest, I don't know the difference. I mean, I know that they're made in two different places. I've had hats from China and from Bangladesh that both fit me extremely well and other ones that don't. Like I was telling Dexter earlier, the on-field Giants hat that I wore on Saturday, it's a 7.5, and it fits like at least like a 7 5/8, and it's made in China. And I've heard different things from different people, like um, the quality of the hat or the stitching is more consistent on hats from China, or from Bangladesh, that crown is a little bit more like boxy and stuff. And for me, as long as the hat fits me well, I could care less where it's made. I haven't had any consistent problems from either place where they're manufactured. So for me, I mean, I guess I just don't dive deep enough into it, but I don't really have a preference one way or another.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you guys mentioned before we started recording, the boxiness of a hat, right? Like I definitely prefer a more boxy style or cut or whatever. I'm definitely not a like some dudes really love like the low crown fitteds, and that is just not for me at all. It doesn't work with my head. And so like if Bangladesh ends up being a little bit more boxy, which is hard to say because I can't think of any that I have that are from Bangladesh, but now I'm going to have to go through and look again. But I'm really more concerned, like you said, with the fit than where it comes from. And I think it's I'm sure there's probably truth to it, and we're going to have to get some folks on to talk about this maybe in more detail. But for me, like I just think of everything as like, look, the best companies are like Starbucks, right? Don't take that the wrong way. I don't really fuck with Starbucks like that, but like Starbucks is great because they are consistent. You can go to Starbucks in Kentucky, you can go to Starbucks in Seattle, you can go to Starbucks in New York City, and you get the same drink 95% of the time. And most places don't do that. So for me, like the success of big companies, whether it's sneakers or coffee or fitteds, is just that consistency across. And it's less about China or Bangladesh manufacturing the hats and more about the people on the team at New Era being like, yo, we got to make sure that this is proper. Because for me, like I go back to like the late 90s with fitteds, and I was buying New Eras, but like the bill was on crooked on half the hats I owned back then. Like you had to go through and hunt to make sure that the stitch lines lined up with the stitch lines on the top. You don't have to do that hardly at all now. Like, it's incredibly rare that you get a New Era hat that is even slightly off from the bill to the crown. And to me, that just speaks volumes to the way that they've, kind of perfected the changes, whether it's one factory or another, because obviously a company like New Era is going to be manufacturing in multiple factories, even in the same country, right? They're going to have multiple factories in China they work with. They're going to have multiple factories in Bangladesh. And in my opinion, we could probably nitpick and find ways to like say one over the other, but at the end of the day, I'm just happy that they're doing much better as a whole than they were 20 years ago, because back then you could literally get some like crooked ass hats, and that was all you had. Especially me wearing a bigger hat, there was only one or two on the shelf to begin with, so if neither of them were straight, then it sucked.
Yeah, that's crazy. I remember that. Like you get a hat and it would just that bill for sure would just be wonky as hell. But you'd just be happy that you found the hat in your size that you wanted. It was like, oh, I finally got that red hat I wanted from my favorite team. Like,
Yep.
okay, it looks a little weird, but who's really going to care? Nobody's looking down at my hat.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Yep.
damn, I have just okay. Keep dropping things over here. But I just went through. I picked up 8 hats that I just had randomly, and we were talking about how we thought that Bangladesh was the rarer one, but all of these are made in Bangladesh, and they're all pretty sure they're all
Wow.
Hat Club. I don't think this might be another one, but all these are Hat Club hats. They're all made in Bangladesh, and I only had 2 in the immediate vicinity that were Chinese hats. So I don't know. I could have swore the Bangladesh ones were the rarer ones. that I would never see them around. But I have to. I'm gonna have to go through all my hats and really think about this. Which one does actually fit me personally better? You know, I don't know. Maybe we all should do that and come back and do a part two.
Yeah, we
like
might
a
have to
month.
follow up on this conversation because I
You know, one
definitely
of the,
thought most of what I have is China, but I could be wrong.
one of the things I'm surprised about too is like, you know, during COVID and while we have all these supply chain issues and stuff, and I'm sure that they have crazy backlogs. And I know, like Dexter said before, like, you know, a lot of these orders are probably being placed out like a year in advance and stuff. But the fact that I haven't really seen any like decline in quality over that time, like maybe stuff is getting delayed and stuff, but you would think, you know, being behind on production and stuff like that, like it could cause the quality of the product to drop. But I haven't noticed anything like that either. It still seems like they're putting out a pretty consistent product.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, uh, yeah, it's crazy. Like I haven't really thought of looking at all of them either. Like to see what I have at that. To be honest, like I notice it occasionally when I'm opening something new, or maybe when I put something on, but I don't think about it as much. But it's kind of one of those things, right? Like once you get into fitteds, that's part of the game, right? You start looking at that. You guys were talking about earlier. You start looking at like flat logos, raised logos, you know, under brim, like the guts, all that stuff that you don't really think about when you're just like excited to get the hat on becomes like a bigger part of the story for you down the road. So yeah, it's really interesting.
All the subtle
Well,
nuances, right?
this was kind of random. She doesn't usually come in here, but come on, Ruger, make an appearance. Oh God. She doesn't want to get up. There we go. They were requested to have Ruger in the video. So there you go.
Does she have any hats?
She does not. She has a couple of hoodies. She actually has a Adidas tracksuit.
Amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Run DMC.
Pants and everything. Well, it's like a onesie, but it snaps. Has a little hole for the tail.
Yep.
There you go.
No dog
The
hats.
little tearaway ones.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like she's Jordan coming out for the All-Star game. Like,
Oh
Speaking
man.
of
All
rocking
right.
stuff, are we ready for some kicks and fits?
Yep. Start us off,
what you
man.
got? What you got?
Uh, I am gonna pull out the. This is the Rust Belt from Liz. These dropped, I want to say like a year ago. I know Dexter wants to see the guts. Let's see where this
Oh
one's
yeah.
made. This is a China right off the top.
Maybe we start
And
doing
then,
that, huh?
yeah, I'm gonna do it every time now. Every time. And for the
Yeah, talk about the
kicks,
squatchy color and oh man.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right.
these are the Taupe Haze Jordan 4s. If they look a little different, it's because I had some customization done on them by our good friend Mario over in the Discord. He does some crazy work. Everyone should go follow him, check him out. He's on IG at Mario_restores and
Mm-hmm.
Mario with 2 R's in it. So yeah, go check him out. It does crazy stuff.
Yeah, he's excellent at what he does.
Yes, he is. Shout out to Mario.
You want to
You
go,
got
Dex?
yours, Nick? Or okay, I can go. That's
Go for
fine.
it. Go for
Okay.
it.
All right, so we're starting off with the Chicago White Sox hockey collab breakaway collection with the 75th anniversary Comiskey Park logo. White guts, made in China. Okay, and got to go with the braid ones, patent leather. Got a little splashback on them, so don't tell Mario about that.
Nice. That's
I like
that's
the
a
nice
good
big
combo.
side patch on there too.
Yeah.
That's what
all right.
sold it.
So I got a little something different. It's light blue, maroon, and I guess like green, kind of olive, little khaki underbill, black guts. Got the two-tone. This is it's got the Tell It Goodbye side patch. This is
How about
it's
that
a little bit
squatchy
of a
though?
stretch color. Yeah, squatchy.
Oh yeah,
Um, but I got the Foamer Simpson. Was a Saucony
Right.
Originators pack from a couple years back. That it's just that back heel hits about
yep,
perfectly with this color. So
yep.
yeah,
Those are
that's,
fire.
Those
haven't
are
haven't
super
worn them, but
limited
that
too,
was
right?
yeah. I can't remember where the fitted is from. I think it's from Lids.
Where's it
I
made?
actually, oh, good question. Uh, Made in China. I
Okay,
actually
so
think Joe
three for
sent me
three.
this one a couple months back. So shout out to Joe
I think
Rain
that's
for
a
that.
Hat Club hat. I think that was
Is
like an
it?
outdoors pack or something like
Yeah,
that.
that was at Nature or something like that.
Oh yeah,
That
Hat
Nature
Yeah,
Club.
one.
yeah,
I
yeah.
got the Hat Club sticker. Yep. Yeah, but good stuff. So that'll be put into rotation at some point in the next few days, I'm sure, once I get out of this house. But hey,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. We got to wrap up on an obscure hat. You got something for us, Dexter?
Let me go through my notes and make sure I haven't pulled this one out. No, we're good. Okay, so a little obscure. Got a little bucket hat. I got another hat on, so obviously it's not fitting. But this is it's an homage to you Warriors fans out here. I saw this one night on the post game when Jordan Poole had a great game. He was wearing it, and I said, "Well, I'm getting that hat." Camp High. So I guess
Yeah,
this is
so
you know, it's a nice little hippied out beanie or a little bucket hat.
yeah, that's dope,
The
man.
bucket
That's dope.
beanie.
The
All right,
bucket
guys.
beanie.
Well, I think we got another episode in the books.
Sure
Well,
do.
let everybody know how they can find you outside of the show.
Oh, should have froze up on me. We good?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. First of all, before I let you know where you can find me, if you are in the Bay Area this Saturday on the 18th, they are having a CapCon. It's called Patches and Pins. It's like a flea market, vintage clothes, vendors, food, music, all that stuff. That's going to be in San Francisco in District 6. Free admission, 11 to 6. I will be there. Um, it looks pretty cool. Come check it out. Um, and
What
besides
time are you
that,
getting
you
there?
could find. I'm gonna try and get there early, man. I'm trying to be out there like 11, 12, something
Hmm.
like that.
Kind
Find
of
your way out
entices
there,
me.
bro.
I gotta work all night after that though, man.
Show up for a couple hours. Do it.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm testing negative by then, you might see me out there masked up. I'm not trying to get anybody sick, but if I can get this negative test passed, so I definitely want to
Keep
check it
my
out.
fingers crossed for you.
Yeah, we'll link to that in the description wherever you're checking this out too. But yeah, I forgot about that. Super dope.
Sorry, random side note. But
No, it's
yeah,
good.
you can find me at Keith the Sneak on Instagram and on Twitter. I got back into my Twitter account, so still in the works of how to navigate and everything. I haven't been on there in a minute, but yeah, come give me a holler.
Cool.
For sure. Find me right here, smooth as eggs, on everything. Also, industry special podcast. Just put a new one up from my restaurant job with our chef and our expediter, and seems like people enjoyed it. Pretty cool. Other than that, I'll be in the Sneaker History Discord channel a little bit, here and there, whenever I remember to tap in, because I got 4 jobs and now 2 podcasts and a 80-pound German
Crazy
Shepherd.
man.
So got things going on.
All right. Yes. You can find me at Nick Ingval on all the platforms, wherever, in the Discord with these guys. But more importantly, follow us at Crown and Stitch on all the platforms. We've got the social handles going. We'll do better about posting. It's been a little bit of a challenge getting this whole thing started. We rather make sure we get the shows out there for you than to post on social handles. But we're working on it and we're growing. I see people following. Thank you all for following and helping us grow this. We got a lot of views on our last video comparatively, so appreciate all of you that are supporting us. It's definitely a blast doing this for y'all, and hopefully we continue to make it better and more enjoyable for you every time. So we appreciate y'all. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Later.
Peace.